To relationships. In fact, in any relationship, the initial spark between a couple creates those warm and fuzzy feelings, the butterflies in your tummy, the ones that you also, it gives you the feeling that you never want to leave your partner's side. And as life continues, however, factors such as work, home life, children, friends, and family, they can all get in the way of you and your partner's nurturing your bond. Now, our question for you this morning is, are you and your partner finding it difficult to maintain your emotional bond? Or how do you and your partner ensure that you find ways to remain close and personal? Now, we have our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, with us in studio to answer and engage with any questions or comments that you might have. So please do call us. Our lines are open. That number is 021 430 9881. Dr. Eve, I'm very excited about this topic.
You're excited about this topic?
Well, you know what?
It's challenging, right?
It is a challenging one because, any relationship that starts off, it has that initial spark. And eventually, people always say you need to work on that sparkle. You need to work on that spark.
I like the sparkle. Why is it? It is. I actually dislike the concept of having to work on a spark or to get back the sparkle. It's because it becomes, you're 100% right, in that it becomes like work, that people feel it's another tick box that I have to do every day. Oh yes, I have a partner, I have to give this person some kind of attention. When in fact it should feel as if this is a priority, if that is what your priority is, to be able to be consciously present with your partner in one way or another. And I think it's because we live in this binary model which says that you either have to be completely present in your relationship, devote 24/7 to it, or else you're just totally preoccupied with other things in life and you don't have time for your partner. Now, both of those views are incorrect.
They're both extreme.
100%.
So how do we find the balance?
Exactly. So, I don't like balance a lot. I like grey. Okay. So it's about looking at it a little differently and saying, I do not have to devote 24/7. I don't have to do the work over here. This is something which I should feel solid enough in myself internally first, that I have a relationship which is solid with myself, and therefore I also have a relationship with somebody where there is solidness, where it isn't too distracting, and obviously where there is enough positivity in that relationship that I don't have to keep feeding it 24/7. But I do have to have what's called a conscious relationship, meaning I have to be conscious to the fact that I have a partner. But the challenge is, and what we're talking about today with our viewers, is how do we actually find emotional connection and keep close and keep personal with somebody when life is, as you describe it, very, very busy. And you didn't even throw in there how much time we spend on social media, which is very distracting.
Yeah.
And can we use that to the advantage of bringing closeness? And that's what we're going to look at a little later.
Okay, well, Dr. Eve's not going anywhere, and our lines are open. Our number's 021 430 9881. And of course, our question for you this morning is, are you and your partner perhaps struggling to maintain your emotional bond? Or perhaps you are and you would love to share those with us. Please give us a call, 021 430 9881.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, we're asking you the question, are you and your partner struggling to maintain your emotional bond, or are you guys, finding it difficult to stay close and connected? And that's why we have Dr. Eve here. Of course, our telephone lines are open. That number is 021 430 9881. Dr. Eve, you asked the question, how do you keep that emotional bond? And now I'm going to ask you that question.
Right. So
how can we keep it?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the bottom. I want all our viewers to imagine a pyramid. And we're going to start at the bottom of the pyramid. We're going to work our way through 7 different steps till we get to the very top of the pyramid.
Okay.
Your basic foundation of trying to keep that emotional connection as time passes is something called knowing each other's love map. Now, all of this work that I'm talking about is based on John Gottman's work. So if anybody's interested in wanting to learn more, please read John Gottman. And what that means is knowing somebody's love map is like when two people meet each other for the first time. What should happen to create the solidness of that foundational relationship is you really share each other's lives. You want to know the map of each other, who they are, what their thoughts are, what their dreams are, what their hopes are, what their goals are, but there's stories of their lives that they've had up until the time that you've met them. And unless there is that curiosity and that sharing and that sense of safety and vulnerability to be able to connect with somebody, the rest of your pyramid's going to be pretty shaky, Zoe. Okay. So that's the first step that you want to do, is to really know, and do I know this person? How do I get to know this person? Because when you are busy and distracted, you know that there is a solidness that you know this person. I posted on Twitter a poll, and I asked people how well do they think that they know their partner. And the majority of people came back and said yes. But what was quite interesting and a little disconcerting, that then after I said yes, no, and unsure, and then secondly, people said, no, I'm actually unsure of who my partner is. So that's your first step, is do you know your partner, or do you think that your partner really knows you? And I'd love for our viewers to, to call and to say, well, I really don't think I know my partner, or yes, I really, really know my partner.
Okay.
That's the first step.
Dr. Eve, I'm quite interested in the pyramid because
Yes.
you now laid the solid foundation of knowing your partner,
Yes.
knowing each other, knowing each other's love map, as you said.
Yes.
What is the next step?
The next step is something called showing admiration and fondness for the person. And that's when you begin to admire the person verbally, and you say nice things, and you compliment them, and you show your love for this person. Because oftentimes people hold back, they don't share, and that creates another wobble in your pyramid. So then when you are distracted and you live in life, there is this insecurity or uncertainty about, am I really loved? Am I really known by this person? So really admire your partner. Really show fondness and admiration. So I really enjoyed the way you cooked tonight, or I really enjoyed the meal that you prepared, or that was a really great dad thing to do with the children today. Show admiration, fondness on everyday basis with simple things that you want to be doing.
Okay, well, you know what? Our lines are open. It's all about talking about how can you and your partner maintain your emotional bond. If you've got a comment or a question for Dr. Eve, we'll be getting through the rest of that pyramid, so do give us a call. That number is 021-430-9881. We'll be back with Dr. Eve shortly.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's one of my favorite times of the Monday morning when we get to talk to Dr. Eve. And this morning we're also focusing on, you know, the emotional bond between you and your partner. So if you've got a comment or a question, do give us a call. That number is 021-430-9881. And right now, Dr. Eve's been talking us through the pyramid. Now, I've got a question for you. And, you know, when I think emotional bond, I always think, you know, spending time with someone. So how does a regular date night fit in for someone that's, you know, got a busy career, got family going, a lot of different influences distracting them from each other?
Some people really benefit from the date night because they know that this is time which is set aside specifically for us. I prefer that people have time together every single evening, or morning, if you want to have breakfast together, or you want to meet for a lunch, or you want to have dinner around the table, or watch a series together, that there is a time when you actually are bonding all the time. But if you're going to be choosing the date night, please make sure that you're not just talking about things like children and work and worries. Because the fifth part of the pyramid, Zoe, is that of positivity, bringing in positive things. So, for example, you can say, well, you know, we really agree that we don't agree on this. And to focus on things which are solvable on your date night, so things that we know that we're going to get a positive outcome from, that strengthens the bond of a relationship. Otherwise, you focus on things which are negative and things that you're not going to be able to feel like you really are winning in this situation. Focus on solvable problems that you feel, aha, we got that one done. That feels great. We're working together as a team. Because the more you have those feelings, the more you're going to want to spend time together.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It's amazing to, you know, you get that satisfaction of ticking a box.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And what's number 4 on the pyramid?
So then what you also want to be doing in part of that dating thing, a very important thing that Gottman talks about, and I see in my clinical practice, is taking influence from each other. Because usually people, like, when they want to be asking advice or giving advice, it's like, no, my idea is the best. Very, very important. Couples who have successful relationships, they are influenced by each other's thoughts. So that's an important part of number 5. Number 4, we are looking at conflict management. How do you fight well? So any successful couple should develop strategies to be able to manage their conflict well. So you want to be able to, first of all, soothe yourself. So you take a deep breath and you want to, like, put across what you're unhappy about. So you communicate it in a time and in a place where the other person's available and going to listen to you, but you want to soothe yourself so you don't personalize and you don't become defensive. The moment you become defensive, you are not available to your partner to have a solid, good communication. So conflict management is like really, really right on the top in terms of having a relationship where you want to spend time.
Yeah.
If you anticipate all the time that I'm not going to win, or I'm going to have difficult feelings.
Or it's about winning. Yeah.
Yeah, and also if I have something that I want to talk to you about, but I anticipate that you are going to be defensive or attacking towards me, I'm not going to, or I have to walk on eggshells around you. I'm not going to bring up that issue. And it's going to sit there and alienate me, which means I'm going to not want to spend time with you because I'm holding too many things that are difficult for me.
I hear you. I hear you. So we've tackled numbers 7, 6, 5, and 4 of the pyramid, of course. Dr. Eve with us for one more time. Of course, our lines are also open. That number is 021-430-9881. If you've got a comment or a question, and this morning we really want to know, how can you and your partner maintain your emotional bond?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Dr. Eve, and of course our lines are open, 021-430-9881. We are talking relationships, but more importantly, how you can maintain your bond with your partner as life happens and things get distracted. And I believe we have a caller on the line, Isabel from Pretoria. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning. What's your
Hi.
comment or question for Dr. Eve this morning?
Good morning, guys. I'm a first-time caller. Okay, what I want to ask.
Yes.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Sorry
Yes,
about
we can
that.
hear you. You can ask Dr. Eve your
Okay.
question.
Okay. My question to Dr. Eve is that how do you become so interested in doing that, into maintaining the bond between you and your partner, when you have been through so much, when so much was just shaken, the trust, everything. How do you want to do that? Because at this point, I feel that me and my partner, we just relaxing. We like took a sit back, both of us. I cannot blame anyone, So how do we try and make it work?
Thank you for your call.
Isabel, tell us what he or she did to hurt you.
Say it again, ma'am. Sorry.
Tell us what your partner did to hurt you, because I can hear that you're hurt and that you are not engaging. You're deliberately not engaging in the relationship. What happened that hurt you so much?
Okay, so what happened was we got a daughter together, and her mother came to stay with us, but this is his mother's house. Sorry. And now that we're staying with our mother-in-law, it's like he is more interested in his mother more than he is to me. So I cannot fight that. I cannot fight their relationship because we are staying with them. And I think it's going to be for like a year or two, So I don't know.
Okay, so Isabel, this is a big challenge for you of how to integrate your mother-in-law into your household and still to keep the connection with you and your partner. And Zoe, we can hear that the partner is struggling to manage both of these women in his life.
Because they're both very important to him. It's his mom and now his partner as well.
And he's got a child, there's a daughter as well. So Isabel, you can hear we've been talking about these 7 principles of how to maintain a healthy relationship, a bonded relationship. I think what you should focus on are the positive aspects of what you and your partner have. Looking at the things that you can solve. First is to acknowledge that you are struggling, that you're feeling that you've dropped the ball or he's dropped the ball. You also want to positively acknowledge that you see he's struggling to be able to maintain a relationship both with you and his mom. And you just want to acknowledge that with him, and I'm sure that he'll become very vulnerable, and he will love to hear that you see his struggle. And then you can plan together to do either date nights or have time when you can create a bond that's going to be long-lasting for the two of you. But you first want to acknowledge the pain for both of you and acknowledge that he's struggling, and then come to solvable solution. What are we going to do that's going to be nice? Because you're stuck in a house with your mother-in-law for a year or 2 years. You don't want to drop your relationship. It won't be sustainable if you're going to ignore it. Okay?
Of course.
So, acknowledge it with each other. Thank you,
for
Isabel.
calling. Thank you so much for calling us. Well,
Always so much pain behind stories.
Dr.
right?
Eve, I have to say goodbye. Is there any way in like 10 seconds
Yes,
you
I
can
can.
tell me 3, 2, and 1? Because you can't leave it there.
I'm going to tell you what really one maintains it. Is you want to be able to see that you can meet each other's dreams. Very important to be able to know, this is what I'm dreaming about, this is what you're dreaming about, and to facilitate the dreams for each other. And then the final point, Zoe, is you want to be able to create dreams together, that you must have a goal that you're working towards as a couple. That's the top of the pyramid. So that's where you ended up. We have something shared that even when we're distracted in life, we know that we've got a shared and committed goal that we're going to work towards, and that keeps you strong.
That keeps it strong. Well, Dr. Eve, thank you so much for sharing us that incredible pyramid, and to Isabel for her first time calling us. Thank you so very much to each and every one. That's it with Dr. Eve. We will do more with you next week.
Yes, look
That's
forward.
right.
Bye-bye.